I ranked 5 AI businesses from hardest to easiest, specifically for beginners. And by easiest, I don't mean you click a button and AI does everything and money magically appears in your bank account. We all want that. But easiest for someone who has a real life. Maybe you have a full-time job, maybe you have kids, maybe you're like me and your brain has 17 different tabs open before breakfast. And I'm also assuming that you don't have 60 hours a week to build some complicated AI company from scratch. So I wanted to know, if you were starting from zero, which AI business actually gives you the best chance of making real money without completely taking over your life. I scored 5 of them based on effort, how quickly you can start, profit potential, competition, and the one I care about the most, leverage. And here's a short answer if you're a beginner. If your goal is to make more money quickly and you don't mind client work, AI automation services probably have the highest short-term income potential. But if you have limited time and you want something that can eventually make money without you doing the work over and over again, I think that AI-assisted digital products are the most beginner-friendly option on the list. I'm going to show you why, because there are a few businesses in the middle that might actually fit you better depending on what you already know. So let's get started with the hardest one. Number 5, building AI systems for businesses. This is probably the AI business you've heard the most hype about. You go onto a company, you find something employees are doing manually, and you build an AI system that does some of that work for them. Maybe it handles customer support, maybe it qualifies leads or processes emails, updates the CRM. Or maybe it saves the owner 10 hours a week doing something that they absolutely hate doing. There's real money here. One case study I looked at involved a real estate founder dealing with more than 300 emails a day. So get this, they built an AI automation around his inbox, meetings, Notion, and follow-ups. And according to the company that implemented it, he saved more than 10 hours a week and reduced repetitive admin work by more than 60%. Now, if I can walk into a business and give their owner 10 hours of their week back, that's valuable, right? So I'm not really selling AI at that point. I'm selling time. And businesses are already using generative AI at scale, so the opportunity is definitely there. But if you're brand new, I want you to be careful choosing this one because somebody on YouTube told you that they charge $10,000 a month for an automation. Because what you usually don't see in that headline is everything that has to happen before someone is comfortable paying you $10,000 flat or a month or reoccurring. You have to understand their business. You need to know what should be automated and what should not. You have to connect the tools and test it. And when something breaks, guess who's getting the email? You. So this can be an amazing business if you understand you're able to build tools like Claude Skills, or you're able to pay someone else to do the work while you're finding the deals, and you like client work. And also, if your goal is to get high ticket revenue relatively quick, then I would absolutely look at it. But I would not tell a beginner with 5 hours a week start. So you're creating leverage for the client, but you're still doing a lot of the heavy lifting at first yourself. And then once you get things going, you can easily set up automations yourself or have someone else do it. That's why this one comes in at number 5. And number 4, AI content repurposing. A creator or business already has a podcast, a YouTube video, webinar, or an interview. Your job is to take that one piece of content and turn it into multiple things that they could post everywhere. SaaStar is a good example. They reported repurposing 78% of their content across different channels and eventually publishing 3 to 4 videos a day. Their case study also reported a 214% year-over-year increase in organic traffic. So the value is obvious. The person already spent an hour recording the podcast. You're just helping them squeeze a lot more value out of that 1 hour. So if you're a beginner who already understands content, social media, editing, or marketing, I'd actually think that this is a pretty easy service to start. You don't need to become an AI engineer first, but there's one thing that I want you to be careful about. The tools are getting really easy. So if your entire business is taking a podcast, clipping it, adding captions, and asking ChatGPT to write a LinkedIn post, then your client is eventually going to realize that they can probably do that too. So I wouldn't sell content repurposing. I would move one step higher and sell the outcome. Maybe you help founders turn one weekly video into a month of content that drives people back to their offer. Now you're deciding which clips matter most, what the hook should be, and what should be an email or a short form video content, and where the CTA or the call to action belong. This is much harder to replace because now you're bringing judgment. And this is something I want you to notice throughout this video. AI is going to keep making the task easier. Nearly every task is going to be easier. So your goal should be to get better at deciding which task is actually worth doing. Number 3 is AI UGC and ad creation. Now, I think this is really interesting because I started this whole game as a UGC creator, and you can get started with absolutely no experience. But now, especially on social platforms, you often need a lot more creative variations because you don't know what's going to work until you test it. So maybe it's the hook that's wrong or some type of opening visual. Maybe it's one creator works better than the other, and the message could be fine, but the angle is off. So I can completely tell you by experience. A performance marketing agency used AI avatars to increase their number of UGC variations that they were able to produce from 10 to 15 a month to somewhere between 50 and 100. And that's a massive difference. And the opportunity here is not really, I can make AI videos. I would sell the fact that you can help a brand test more ideas without having to organize a full production shoot every single time. Because the faster that they can test, the faster they can figure out what actually makes people buy. And if you're starting this business, I would probably niche down to brands that have lots of money to burn and it's easier to create their content. For example, creating content for beauty brands can be a lot more stressful than creating content for software companies. So maybe you have experience in real estate, or you know the wellness space, or maybe you understand one type of customer better and you can recognize more of what they care about. And once you understand that, AI can help you turn those ideas into actual ads much faster. But I still wouldn't confuse the speed with leverage. So AI can help you do the client work much faster, but you're still doing the work. You still need to understand a strong hook, the offer, review the results, what to test next, as well as keeping the relationship moving. So we're getting easier, but we still haven't escaped the service model yet. Which brings us to number 2, AI chatbots and a lead capture for local businesses. And if the word chatbot already made you think that sounds too technical, stay with me because the business itself is actually pretty simple. Think about a dentist, a med spa, a roofer, a realtor, a law firm. They may already be paying for Google ads, Facebook ads, SEO, or somebody to manage their website. Then a potential customer lands on their website at 9:30 at night, wants to ask a simple question. They don't like filling out contact forms, so they leave. Now this business just paid for a visitor that they did not convert. Please don't walk into a business and say, would you like an AI-powered conversational agent? Please don't do that. I would say you're already paying to get people on your website. I can help you turn more of those visitors into actual appointments. Now that's something a business owner understands. The AI is simply how you deliver the result. And I like this one for beginners because you can actually start building repeatable systems. If you create a chatbot for one dentist, the next dentist is probably going to have many of the same questions. They're going to want to know about pricing, insurance, hours, appointments, services. So you're not rebuilding everything from scratch. You can create a basic system, customize it for each business, charge the setup, and a recurring monthly fee. Now this is moving toward real leverage. You're still providing a service, but you're creating something that you can reuse. It's like cooking dinner from scratch every night versus realizing that you can meal prep. Of course, yes, you still have to cook, but you can stop making life unnecessarily difficult every single time. And honestly, as a mom with ADHD, that kind of efficiency speaks to me. So if I can build something once and reuse the good parts, I'm definitely going to do that. So this brings us around to number 1, AI-assisted digital products. This is probably the least impressive business on this list when you first hear it. You're not building some crazy AI agent. You're not charging a corporation $20,000. Maybe you're creating a template, a workbook, a prompt pack, a mini course, a toolkit, a research guide, a swipe file, or some simple software product. But this is where the business model changes. The product can be created once and sold more than once. I want you to think of the difference like carrying buckets of water versus building a pipe. A service business can make great money, but every time you add another client, you often have to pick up another bucket. You have another client to manage, another project to deliver, and another deadline. However, with a digital product, you spend more effort building the pipeline at the beginning, but once it works, the next customer can buy the same product without you rebuilding from scratch or doing any extra effort at all. And that's the kind of leverage that I absolutely love. Let me tell you about a company called Multiverse AI that gives us a great example. They experimented with different AI products, but eventually realized that their customers really wanted one thing: professional AI headshots. So instead of continuing to build 10 different things, they just niched down. They narrowed everything down. The company reportedly grew revenue from about 25 times in roughly 2 months, and they eventually reached around $40,000 a month. And what I like about that story, it's not about the headshot business itself. So please don't watch this and immediately go and build another AI headshot company, because that's not what this is about. The useful lesson is that they paid attention to what people actually wanted and they focused on that. Now that's where I think beginners get into trouble, because we're excited about AI and we open ChatGPT or Claude and you type, give me 20 digital product ideas. And now you have 20 ideas, no customers, and somehow 3 hours of research to do. So instead, I want you to use AI to help you narrow the decision. Act as a market researcher and a digital product strategist. I want you to create a simple digital product for your specific audience. Identify 10 painful and reoccurring problems this audience is actively trying to solve. Prioritize problems that cost them time, money, stress, loss of revenue, or missed opportunities. For each prompt, explain what outcome they're trying to achieve, what they're currently doing to solve the problem, why their current situation is frustrating, slow, expensive, or incomplete. What evidence would show that people actively care about solving this problem, a simple digital product that could solve part of the problem, and why someone would pay for the finished solution instead of trying to recreate it themselves with AI. Then rank the top 3 opportunities based on urgency, willingness to pay, ease of creation, competition, and reoccurring demand. Don't just give me generic ideas, challenge weak assumptions, and explain why each top idea deserves to exist. Now that question is why somebody would pay you instead of doing it themselves. Because if they can type one sentence into ChatGPT and get 95% of what you're selling, I don't think you're going to have a very strong product. But maybe your product saves them 5 hours. Maybe you organize information that they would have had to research themselves. And maybe you took a complicated process and made it easy enough that somebody can follow it without getting overwhelmed. So now you actually have something useful. And if you're a beginner, that's where I'd start. I would not ask, what can AI create for me? I would ask, what problem can I help someone solve? Then let AI help you go from the idea to the solution faster. And if you're watching this and thinking, okay, Bree, this makes sense, but I still have no idea which one to start. And this is exactly why I created The Grow, because I know what happens. You watch videos like this, then YouTube recommends another one, then someone tells you to go build an AI agency, and someone else tells you to go sell digital products. Then you discover a new automation tool, and suddenly you have 14 tabs open and you have not actually started anything. Believe me, I've been there. So inside The Grow, I break down the business ideas that I'm seeing, the prompts I would actually use, and how I'll validate them, and how to position the offer, and how I would create content to actually get people interested in what I'm selling. So the whole point is to help you stop collecting ideas and start testing new ones. So if you want to build real income with AI, but you want someone to help you make sense of all of this without making it unnecessarily complicated, then join us by using the link below. It's absolutely free. Now, before you go run off and make a digital product or any other items that we discuss, there's something else I need for you to understand. Because number 1 is the easiest business on the list to deliver. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's the easiest one to sell. Because digital products give you leverage, but they're not magically passive. If you run a service business, you might only need 3 good clients to make $10,000 a month. If you sell a valid product, you are going to need a lot more customers. So the challenge changes. So with the service, the question is, can I deliver this well enough? With the product, the question becomes, can I get enough of the right people to care? Now, this is where the content and the personal brand starts becoming really useful, because most marketers are already using AI to create content. So I use AI is really not a differentiator anymore. I think AI is almost like electricity. There was a time when having electricity completely changed what a business can do. But once everybody had access to electricity, nobody walked around saying, come buy from me because my business has electricity. The advantage was with what you were able to build with it. So I think AI is heading in that same direction. A year or two ago, saying you use AI can make you sound like you're ahead of everybody else. Eventually, it's just going to be how business gets done. So if you're building something today, I want you to think beyond the tool. Do you understand the customer? Do you know what problem bothers them enough that they would actually pay to solve it? Can you explain the solution in a way that makes sense to them? And do you have some way of getting in front of those people? Now, that's why I care about content, because you don't need a massive following. My own journey has never been about having millions of followers. Let me tell you, all you need is enough of the right people to understand what you help with and trust that you know what you're talking about. So if someone has already watched 5 of your videos or read your blog post, and you've already helped them solve 3 of their problems for free, buying a $29 or $49 product from you becomes a much smaller decision. So that's how these pieces start working together. AI helps you create faster. Content helps people find you. And the product that gives them a way to go way deeper. And over time, you can automate more of what happens after the sale. Now, that's actually where you are actually building a business instead of just chasing the latest AI tools. Let me make this super simple. If you're brand new and you're trying to decide which AI business to start, I would choose based on what you already know and how much time you realistically have. If you're technical and you like solving complicated problems and you're comfortable selling to businesses, look at AI automation. You can make more money per client, but expect responsibility too. Now, if you already understand content, video, writing, or social media, content repurposing is probably one of the easiest services to start because you already have a part of the skill set and you can actually use AI to do all the work for you. So if you understand marketing and you enjoy looking at why people buy, AI UGC and ad creation could be really interesting because brands constantly need more creative to test. So if you like working with local businesses and you want something simple to explain, I would definitely look at Chatbots and a lead capture. And if you have limited time and you understand a specific audience or you want to create something and sell more than once, I would seriously look at digital products. Not because digital products are effortless, because they're not. But if you're building this around a job, a kids, a marriage, or a life that you actually want to participate in, I would pay a lot of attention to businesses where your income can eventually grow without your workload growing at the exact same rate, because that really makes a big difference. I wouldn't want to create another business that technically makes me money, but leaves me with no time to enjoy any of it. And believe me, because I've made that mistake before. So what does easiest actually mean? Because I want to be very clear about the title of this video. When I say easiest business one, I'm not saying that you should look for the business where you should never have to work. I'm talking about building a business where some of the work that you do today can still help you tomorrow. So if you spend 4 hours creating a product and you sell it 100 times, those 4 hours keep working for you. If you make a YouTube video or a blog post or a podcast, and people are still finding it 6 months later, that piece of work keeps working for you. And if you create an automation, you can reuse most of it for another client. That work keeps giving you something back. And that's kind of crazy lazy. And that's the kind of lazy that I like. Not avoiding work, just refusing to make everything harder than it has to be. That's the difference. So if you've made it this far, I do not think that you need another list of AI business ideas. You probably already have enough ideas. What you need is to choose one, test it, and figure out whether someone is actually willing to pay for it. And that's why I want to help you do inside of the Grow. I'm sharing prompts, business ideas, positioning, content strategies, and the things that I'm actually actively testing so you can skip a lot of the overthinking and get to the part where you can actually start building something and making money and having more time and financial freedom. Because remember, you don't need a huge audience. And you don't need expensive gear. You definitely don't need to learn every AI tool that launches this week. You need one problem and one person you want to help, and a simple way to start testing whether or not there's business there. So if you want help doing that, then the link to the Grow is below. It's absolutely free. So if we're ranking these 5 businesses specifically for beginners, AI automation has the highest short-term income ceiling, but AI-assisted digital products win for me when I look at simplicity and long-term leverage. Now, that doesn't mean that number 1 is automatically right for you. The whole point of this video is to help you choose based on your actual life instead of whatever business happens to look exciting on your feed this week. So look at the 5 again, and which one fits your skills that you already have? And which one can you realistically give 5 hours to this week? And which one could you actually start testing instead of researching for another 3 months? So tell me in the comments which one you're using. And if you want more videos where I break down stuff like this without making it more complicated than it actually needs to be, hit subscribe. You already know, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's grow. See you in the next one.